On the double consonants, the examples I gave are on substantive nouns. The first one is B, a combination of B and H. It's pronounced as B. If you noticed earlier on the single consonant, this B only is pronounced as B in Shona, B. But if it has H, then it becomes B. The example would be Bora, Bora, which means ball. The second one is D. If it doesn't have an H, it's pronounced as D. But with an H, it's D. Donkey. That's a noun, donkey, which means donkey. The next is Tsi. Tsamba, which means letter. Shi. Combination of S and H, which means shamari, is friend. As an example of a noun which starts with she is shamari, which means friend. The next is Ji. Ji. Combination of Z and H. It's pronounced as Ji. The example of a noun is jeve, which means ear. An interesting thing about this consonant, Ji, it's mainly used on one of the dialects in Shona, which is Karanga. In the Zezuru dialect, which is the core dialect we are using for this course, you will not find any words with Ji, but it's a Shona word for the Karanga dialect. Let's proceed. The next is Mbi. Mbi is a combination of M and B. An example of that noun is Mbambaira, which means sweet potato. The next example is V, combination of V and H. Viri is an example of a noun which starts with V, and it means will. The next example is Twi. Twi, combination of T and W, and it gives us an example of a noun is Twiza, which means giraffe. The next is M. M and H together, they're pronounced as Ma. Muka, muka. That's an example, and it means animal. The next one is Nyi. Nyi. The example is Nyoka. A noun which starts with Nyi is Nyoka, which means snake. The next combination of Z and V, it's Zhi, pronounced as Zhi. The example is Zuru, which means hills. The next consonant, double consonant, is Z, combination of D and Z, pronounced as Z. The example of that noun is Dzimba, which means houses. The next is Ndi. N and D, pronounced as Ndi. And a noun which starts with that double consonant is Ndiro, which means plate. Mvi. M and V, Mvi. And the example is Mvura, which means water. The next is Nji, a combination of N and J, Nji. And a noun example is Njiri, Njiri, which means wild pig. The next example is Jki, Jki, combination of D and Y. An example would be Hajgana, which means a relish pot. So this brings us to the end of double consonants, the examples I wanted to illustrate.